Waking up in the middle of the night to a post from the campus king was never a good sign, especially when it read been talking to a girl online for 3 months. We're supposed to meet next week. And I just found out she's 160-pound whale. Help. The top comment was pure evil. Simple, give the account and the girlfriend to someone you hate. Let two annoying people cancel each other out. Campus king happily agreed. I scrolled past with a shudder, thanking my lucky stars my own boyfriend wasn't like that. A few weeks later, I was having a sweet dinner with my boyfriend when the campus king suddenly showed up, pointing at the man across from me and practically screaming, "You bastard. I should be Liv Parker's boyfriend. Give her and the account back right now." I was already half asleep, but the post immediately grabbed my attention. I recognized the user. Sawyer read. The campus king. Was this guy really doing the online dating thing? Sawyer was deep into a digital breakdown in his thread. God help me. She told me she was 5'6" and looked like a supermodel. I believed her for 3 whole months. I forgot to ask about her weight. I ordered her some takeout today and asked the delivery guy to describe her. He said a walking barrel came down legs thicker than her waist, like a side of beef. The thought of calling a side of beef babe for 3 months makes me want to spontaneously combust. The comment section was having a field day, catching feelings for an online ghost. A quick pic will set him straight. Fate hates pretty boy snobs. This is karma. Sawyer was losing it. This isn't just teasing. Now I have to meet her next week. I want to run over every single pig demon in the world. How weird coincidence. My boyfriend and I were also planning to meet up next week. I flipped over to my messaging app. My last exchange with my online boyfriend X was from that evening. X heading to the lab tonight. Don't wait up for me. It was pushing 10 p.m. I sent a new message. Babe. Still busy. I just saw the most infuriating post. He was probably tied up. No reply came for a while. I knew he couldn't have his phone on him in the secure lab area, so I didn't worry. Just went back to the forum. In the time I was gone, Sawyer had posted several updates, each more vile than the last. I swear the pig demon can't go an hour without messaging. So irritating. I can't look at her profile picture without feeling sick, let alone talk to her. Gotta go puke. Most of the responses were happily feeding the drama. A few people spoke up for the girl, but Sawyer shot them down without mercy. You feel so great, then you date the pig. Did she apologize for looking like that and trying to date online? I'm being nice just by not screaming at her. I scrolled past more suggestions and, feeling kind of disgusted, switched back to my chat with X. Still no reply. What was going on? He had never gone radio silent like this. Was he seriously planning to pull an all-nighter in the lab? I couldn't keep my eyes open any longer. I sent X a quick goodnight and went to sleep. First thing I did the next morning was check my phone. Still nothing. What in the world? Sawyer reads thread, however, had a new troubling update. I frowned at the top comment that Sawyer had highlighted. This is easy. Just give the account and the girlfriend to someone you hate. Let the two annoying people cancel each other out. Ugh. That was truly messed up. Sawyer's response was immediate and enthusiastic. Smart bro. I hate my cousin. That total tool so much. I'm doing it. Sawyer had a cousin? I'd never heard of him. But their drama wasn't my problem. My problem was still X not replying. I reread our messages from the night before. Nothing seemed off. He'd ordered me sushi earlier, and then reported heading to the lab. So why the silence? Just as I was about to call, my phone vibrated. X, good morning, babe. I instantly deflated with relief, but a little bit of hurt still came through. Why didn't you talk to me all night, X? Sorry, babe. The lab was crazy busy. It really was the lab. I relaxed completely fine. I guess I'll forgive you, X. Don't forgive me so fast. You can get mad at me more often, babe. He was calling me babe so much. I actually blushed a little. Why are you so sweet this morning, X? I miss you. My face felt hot. We talk every day. How can you miss me? A few seconds of silence before the reply. Incredibly missed. I want to see you so badly, babe. He was so flirty today. A strange sense of dissonance fluttered in my stomach, but I couldn't stop my heart from pounding. I quickly switched to another app to calm down. I've been dating X online for nearly 4 months. Usually he had this cool, slightly aloof vibe. He used babe sometimes, but never this much sappy, clingy language. Something was off. Seriously off. Was he covering up something he did wrong? I immediately thought of Sawyer's awful post from last night. The sudden rush of giddiness vanished, replaced by a stern suspicion. You're being weird. Confess. What good deed did you do? He paused, then sent an audio message a few seconds later. Busted, huh? Babe. I bought you a cupcake. Looks like I'm derailing your diet plan again. Hearing his voice, I felt a wave of comfort. He'd sent me voice notes before, but they were usually in a forced low monotone. Not unpleasant, but nothing like this bright, melodic sound. I saved the clip and sent my own voice note back. You're acting weird today. Weird reactions, weird words. And your voice is even weird. He replied quickly. And do you hate this weird then? Of course not. I'm the kind of person who melts when someone is soft with me. I cleared my throat and pressed the voice button. No, I don't hate it. Keep it up. Chuckled. Okay, babe. Come downstairs and get your cupcake. Cupcakes? First thing in the morning? What a sin. I mentally chastised myself while jumping out of bed and rushing through my morning routine. If up so early today? My roommate Maya raised an eyebrow. I grinned. My boyfriend got me a cupcake. Need anything brought up? I'll grab it. Maya waved it off. I can go myself. Insisted. You got my delivery yesterday. It's my turn. She stood up. Anyway, let's go together. I used the stairs as my daily cardio. She'd been on medication that caused her to gain some weight and was quietly trying to lose it. Since she said that, I didn't push. And we went downstairs together. Deliveries were on shelves near the dorm entrance. It was early, so few people were there. I quickly found the cakes. 2 of them. And the note was clear. One for my little dear, one for little dear's roommate. I stared at the note and laughed, shaking the box at Maya. My boyfriend is treating everyone. Maya took a look and let out a delighted shriek. Thank you, Liv and her man. Is today a special anniversary? We're so lucky to crash the party. I was surprised too. X rarely sent me food and almost never shared with Maya. Did he ace a lab result last night? Was he just ecstatic? I was about to message him when someone suddenly called my name. Live. I looked up and froze. Sawyer. It was the campus king. He walked over quickly, his gaze briefly, carelessly, landing on Maya beside me, wrinkled his nose in a flash of distaste. Then he saw the cakes in her hand, and I thought I saw a flicker of malicious delight. I didn't like his look and cut him off. Sawyer, what's up? Sawyer snapped out of it and cleared his throat. Our club is having a big social event next weekend. It's supposed to be fun. Wanakome. I frowned slightly. Didn't Sawyer have a girlfriend? Why was he hitting on me? Wait. I remembered the forum post from that morning. Sawyer had given his account away to someone he hated. So was he single now? What a toxic way to become single. I immediately refused. Sorry, Sawyer. I'm meeting my boyfriend next weekend. I don't have time. Sawyer's expression tightened. You have a boyfriend? I held my patience. Yes. We've been together for a while. Ignoring his deepening frown, I grabbed Maya and walked away. Liv, you seem really cold to Sawyer. Maya murmured, nudging me conspiratorially. Didn't he have a huge crush on you? Didn't he post about you on the confession page? Calling a few vague compliments. Chasing me? That was barely above a public nuisance. And since he was hitting on me while in an online relationship, it just confirmed his character was garbage. Back in the dorm, I took professional quality photos of the 2 cakes and sent them all to X. Thank you for the feast, big brother. Quiche. X replied almost instantly, focusing on a strange point. Big brother. I giggled and pressed the voice key. Oops. Slip of the tongue. Thank you for the feast. Boyfriend X. Say it again. I indulged him. Boyfriend. The other side was silent for a few seconds. Then Cash App notifications started exploding on my phone. I watched the string of $52, $131.40, and $999.99 transfers and was shocked. Have you lost it? Why are you sending me so much money? Keep in mind we'd been dating for months, and he'd only sent me money once. On my birthday. A $5 and a $20 transfer. A weird version of a $5.20. I love you, X. I'm so happy. My babe needs to be happy with me. I couldn't stop myself from smiling. I was about to reply when he sent another message right after. Babe, I want to come see you sooner. Can I? My heart fluttered and the corners of my mouth curved up. How much sooner is sooner? He sent a screenshot of a train ticket. Departure time this Saturday. Destination my city. I noticed the booking time 6:03:00 am this morning. He had bought the ticket the moment the booking site opened. I felt a rush of warmth and nervousness. I checked the passenger name. Kelly Stone. A nice name. Seeing my delay in replying, he got anxious. Babe, is it too sudden? Maybe we should stick to next week. Don't be mad. How could I be mad? I quickly typed back, not mad. Just surprised. Come. I'll pick you up at the station. Kelly instantly relaxed, using my emoji style. Yay. What a dork. I teased him in my head, but I couldn't stop smiling. After thinking for a moment, I asked, should we exchange pictures first so we don't miss each other? Kellen and I met playing an online game. We'd added each other on burner accounts, and neither of us had photos on our profiles. Kellen didn't reply. Minutes ticked by and I started to panic. Was he hideous? After a long internal debate, I sent another message. At least let me know your height. Narrow the search. They say if a guy is 6 feet tall, he'll let you know within 3 sentences. Kellen still didn't respond. I felt a faint sense of dread rising. I could suddenly understand Sawyer Reed's frustration. Just when I was about to give up and try a video call, my phone vibrated. Kellen finally replied. The suspense was eating me alive. Kellen, or X, as I still thought of him, had gone silent after my request for a photo. I spent Friday night tossing and turning. Was he ashamed of his looks? Was he the one Sawyer was mocking? But Sawyer said he gave the account to someone he hated. Why would Sawyer hate my sweet, nerdy lab dweller? Saturday morning arrived with a crisp chill. I dressed carefully, a pleated skirt and a slim-fit sweater that highlighted the figure I usually hid under oversized hoodies. If Kellen was nervous about his looks, I wanted him to see I didn't care about supermodel standards, even if I happened to fit them. I stood at the platform, heart hammering. When the train from the capital pulled in, a sea of faces poured out. Then I saw him. He was impossible to miss. At least 6 feet 2 inches, wearing a charcoal overcoat and a black turtleneck. He had the kind of sharp, aristocratic jawline that belonged on a runway, and eyes that searched the crowd with an intensity that made my breath hitch. He looked like a refined, more mature version of, wait, he looked a lot like Sawyer Reed. Leave. His voice was the one from the audio message, melodic, rich, and vibrating with nerves. Kellen. He froze, his eyes widening as they swept over me. For a moment he looked stunned, almost confused. You're Liv Parker? I am, I said, blushing. Are you disappointed I'm not a supermodel? He let out a short, breathless laugh and stepped forward, pulling me into a hug that smelled like sandalwood and cold winter air. Disappointed? Liv, I think I've just committed a robbery. While Kellen and I spent the afternoon at a quiet bookstore cafe, oblivious to the world, the campus forum was exploding. Sawyer Reed was celebrating. He posted a photo of a cheap beer bottle with the caption, "Cheers to the sacrifice. Sent the pig demon to my dear cousin. Let's see how Mr. Straight A student handles a side of beef in his bed. Happy Saturday, Kellen." I didn't see the post until Maya texted me. Maya, Liv, look at the forum. Sawyer is talking about his cousin Kellen. He thinks Kellen is meeting a monster today. Is your Kellen Sawyer's cousin? My blood ran cold. I looked across the table at Kellen. He was currently highlighting a passage in a book for me, his expression gentle. Kellen, I said softly, is Sawyer Reed your cousin? His hand stiffened. He slowly closed the book. Unfortunately, yes. We don't speak. Well, you've seen him on campus. He's obsessed with status. Why? I showed him the forum post. Kellen read it, his face darkening into a mask of cold fury I hadn't seen before. But then he paused. He looked at the description, 160-pound whale, walking barrel, side of beef. He looked at me, size 4, athletic, clearly not the person described. Then he looked at the date Sawyer mentioned. He thinks you are the girl he was dating, Kellen whispered. He thinks he traded me his fat girlfriend to ruin my life. But we've been dating for 4 months, I argued. How could he think I'm his girlfriend? Kellen's eyes flickered with a sudden realization. The delivery. A few days ago, Sawyer told me he hacked the location of a girl he was talking to online. He sent a delivery to her dorm to test her. Liv, who picked up your delivery that day? I was in class, I said, my heart sinking. Maya picked it up. Maya has been on heavy steroids for her autoimmune flare-up. She's gained weight, and she was wearing my oversized laundry hoodie that day. The pieces clicked. Sawyer's delivery guy had described Maya. Sawyer, being the shallow prick he was, didn't bother to verify. He assumed his online supermodel was a lie and decided to dump the trash onto his rival cousin. Kellen leaned back, a dark, handsome smirk tugging at his lips. He gave me his account login because he wanted me to suffer the embarrassment of meeting you. He hasn't realized that the girl on the other end of that account is the girl he's been trying to publicly claim for months. A week later, the campus king was feeling smug. He had been telling everyone that Kellen was stuck with a monster. Kellen and I decided to play along. He continued to use the account Sawyer gave him, sending me sweet messages that Sawyer could see, since Sawyer still had the recovery email. We let Sawyer believe the whale was coming to visit him at the campus' favorite Italian restaurant. Sawyer showed up with a group of his sycophants, cameras ready to film Kellen's horror, when his date arrived. Kellen was already sitting at a central table, looking impeccable. I was tucked away in a corner booth, hidden by a large plant, wearing a stunning backless emerald dress. Sawyer swaggered over to Kellen's table. Hey cousin, where's the babe? Is she late because she's stuck in a doorway? Do we need to order a double reinforced chair? The group roared with laughter. Kellen didn't look up from his wine. She's already here, Sawyer. And honestly, I should thank you. You gave me the best gift of my life. Copium. Sawyer laughed. You're just trying to save face. Reveal the beast. That was my cue. I stood up, the silk of my dress shimmering under the chandeliers. I walked slowly toward the table. The restaurant went silent. Sawyer's jaw practically hit the floor. He had been chasing me for months, the unreachable Liv Parker. Leave. Sawyer stammered, his eyes bulging. What are you doing here? Get away from him, he's waiting for his girlfriend. I finished, sliding into the seat next to Kellen. Kellen immediately draped an arm around my waist and kissed my temple. Hi, Sawyer, I said, my voice dripping with honeyed poison. Thanks for the cupcakes last week. And thanks for giving Kellen your account. We've had such a wonderful time talking this week. Though I have to ask, why did you keep calling me a pig demon on the forums? The color drained from Sawyer's face. The students around us began to whisper. Phones were out, but the narrative had shifted. No, that's not possible, Sawyer gasped. The girl on the account. The delivery guy said. The delivery guy saw my roommate, I said, leaning forward. And because you are a shallow, pathetic excuse for a man, you threw away a 3-month relationship over a description of a stranger's weight. You didn't just lose a girlfriend, Sawyer. You gave the girl you've been obsessing over to the man you hate most. You bastard. Sawyer suddenly screamed, pointing at Kellen. I should be Liv Parker's boyfriend. Give her and the account back right now. Kellen stood up. He was taller than Sawyer, broader, and carried an aura of actual authority, not the manufactured king status Sawyer relied on. The account? Kellen asked coolly. You mean the one you signed over in writing in our email exchange? The one where you said, and I quote, I never want to see this trash again? It's mine now. And Liv, she was never yours to give. Sawyer lunged forward, but his friends held him back. They weren't helping him. They were trying to distance themselves from the social suicide he was committing. You cheated. Sawyer yelled at me. You lied about who you were. I never lied, I said. I told you I was 5 feet 6 inches. I told you I liked biology. You were the one who projected a supermodel image onto me, and then projected a monster image onto me the second you thought I wasn't perfect. You don't love women, Sawyer. You love trophies. And you just dropped yours in the mud. I pulled out my phone and hit post on a pre-prepared thread on the campus forum. It contained screenshots of Sawyer's vile pig demon comments alongside his desperate, thirsty DMs to my personal Instagram from the same night. The hypocrisy was total. By the time we walked out of the restaurant, the campus king was being roasted alive online. Outside, the air was clear. Kellen took my hand, his palm warm against mine. I have a confession, he said as we walked toward the lake. I knew it was you the moment I saw the account details Sawyer gave me. I'd seen you in the library. I'd liked you for a year, but I was too shy to approach the campus queen. So you weren't ex for the whole 4 months? I asked, stopped in my tracks. No, I was, Kellen smiled sheepishly. Sawyer is an idiot. He didn't have the patience for the online game we met in. He hired me to play his character and talk to the girl for him because he thought it was boring. I was the one you were talking to for 3 of those 4 months. He only took the account back last week to test you with the delivery. I blinked. So the cool, aloof guy was Sawyer trying to act like a king. And the sweet, clingy guy who sent the cupcakes and the money? Kellen rubbed the back of his neck. That was me. The moment he gave me the account, I didn't have to pretend to be him anymore. I could finally be myself with you. I looked at this brilliant, handsome man who had loved me through a screen, who had defended my roommate's dignity without even knowing her, and who had turned his cousin's malice into our masterpiece. Well, I said, pulling him down by his lapels. I think I prefer the weird version of you much better. In the distance, we could hear the faint sound of Sawyer still arguing in the restaurant, but it felt like a lifetime away. The king was dead. Long live the man who actually knew my heart. Epilogue, the aftermath. Sawyer Reed's reputation never recovered. The pig demon posts became a symbol of the toxic culture on campus, leading to a massive overhaul of the confession pages. He eventually transferred schools, unable to handle the laughter that followed him every time he entered a room. Maya recovered from her flare-up, and with Kellen's help, who turned out to be a brilliant chemistry tutor, she aced her boards. As for Kellen and me, he still sends me cupcakes every Saturday morning, and he still calls me babe way too much. But now I don't have to hear it through an audio note. I hear it against my skin, in the quiet moments of a love that was never about the image, but always about the soul. End of story.